have a local coin shop pickup today, and I wanted to show you what I got to fill up these capsules. Hey, what's going on, guys? I have some capsules laid out here, and this is kind of how I like to stick to a buying plan, a buying strategy. Otherwise, I just go crazy and I'd buy one of everything, and it's just a hodgepodgey mess. It makes your safe kind of a pain to dig through, and it makes selling a lot harder. If you come into a coin shop and you have 20 different varieties of coins, it's going to be way more difficult to sell, and it's more likely that the coin dealer will try to get a better deal on you because they're doing all this work, doing the math, figuring out what they're willing to offer on all of them, and they're going to just end up bundling it all together with some sort of below average price for all of them, and you're going to end up losing. So it's better, in my opinion, to stay focused and stay on track and come up with a goal and fill a tube of something. Just imagine how it's going to be when you sell 20 eagles. It's way easier to say, hey, I have 20 eagles here, what will you pay me? Than to go in and say, hey, I have one eagle, one panda, one 2016 kookaburra, one poured bar, and all of that. And there's nothing wrong with having diversity. It's actually one of my favorite things about silver is how much diversity there is. But try to do things in chunks, I always kind of like a simpler stack. It's a lot easier for you to locate the item you're looking for, and it's a lot easier for you to pick and choose, if I need to sell, which portion can I sell and not feel like I'm going to be taken advantage of or whatever because I'm being a hassle. This, though, however, you may notice these are tiny little capsules. I have 6 of them here that need to be filled, which means that the tube I'm working on requires 6 more coins. So I buy all the capsules up front, and then I try to buy the coins, and that I feel like I'm invested into that project once I buy the capsules. And it's a really nice way of me to keep track of, okay, I need this many, and it's a good ending point too. So you feel like you've accomplished something once you've filled the tube. So the ones that I'm going to talk about today, I've talked about just a few months ago, or maybe a month ago or so, but it's my gold tube. These are 20 franc sized coins. They're 0.1867 troy ounces of gold. They are from the 1800s up to the 1900s. Latin Monetary Union coins. I particularly like this size because they range basically around $250 each. So it's nice to count, and they're obtainable without having to save up a couple pay periods and then go buy one coin or whatever. These are, for me, a little bit more satisfying, and I can stack them alongside my silver. So I'll be honest, I only picked up 4. So I can get rid of my 2 other little capsules there. But now it's a nice little reminder for me that I need 2 more of these to complete the project. I showed you in a previous video which ones I already had, but the ones that I got today are new to me, and so I was pretty excited. I was able to find a little bit of a variety, and but mostly what I have here are these little lucky angels, the 20 francs. Just to give you an idea, these are probably the most common out of this type of coin. So this is the style I'm going for. This one's new to me, believe it or not. I ended up with 14 of these coins and never got one of these. This is potentially more common than the Lucky Angel, but they're probably about the same. So this is French, and this is the Lucky Rooster, 1905. You can see this Lucky Angel next to it is just the older version. Yep, so I got my first rooster, and I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm going to throw it inside one of these capsules, and we'll look at the next one. I guess before I put it in the capsule, I want to show you how cool this little edge lettering is. For those of you who don't know, edge lettering does serve a purpose. Back in the day, these coins were used as legal tender or currency or whatever, and these edge letterings made it really hard to counterfeit, first off, but it also made it so I couldn't take a razor blade or whatever and cut the rim of the coin and shave off little gold flecks, and then, hoard those up, spend the money, and then have a little bit of the gold left over. So these edge letterings kind of show that this hasn't been shaved, because counterfeiters and thieves would do that, and then they'd go spend the coin, and then eventually, they'd have enough gold for another coin on the side. But yeah, let me throw this in a capsule and we'll look at the next one. Alright, it's all capsuled up. Looks really nice in there, and it's going to fit great inside that tube. You guys might be saying to yourself, well, that's not really a coin worthy of a capsule. These are really, really cheap, premium. So for example, this coin here is about $10 over spot, which is pretty good when you're considering that it's a $250 coin or a $240 coin. If you were to spend $240 in silver, you'd be spending a lot more than $10 in premiums, that's for sure. But like I said, these capsules are my way of keeping track of my progress, and they're my way of kind of committing to a project. So that's why it's in the capsule, and that's the plan I'm sticking to. Let's look at the next one. Alright, so this is one I didn't have yet either. That's old Fat Louie. Pretty awesome. Same size coin, 20 franc. This one's from 1819 though, super duper old. And all that said, it's still not that high of a premium, but this one has a little bit more of a premium than those other ones. And I absolutely love it. And it's kind of crazy to think that this is now a 200-year-old coin. And the fact that you can still read it is pretty crazy to me. I don't know. That's another cool thing about gold is the premiums are low compared to silver, right? If you were to find a 1819 silver coin or whatever, you'd probably pay the same amount of premium as I paid on just this gold one, but this has a much higher value than the silver does. You can see here it's not in the best shape. By no means is this meant to be like a numismatic piece, but it is. It's a little bit more than just your average bullion. Alright, and we got it all capsuled up. Let's look at the next one. Alright, so here we have, this is one I already had, but this is the Helvetia Swiss 20 franc. And that's what it looks like. This one's 1918. And this little guy is the one kind of that came before it. So let's take a look. I hadn't had one of these yet. Has a little bit of premium on it, but it's in great shape. And it's the 20 franc, 1883. You can see that it's pretty similar to that other one. But I don't see these very often, so I decided to snag it up and add it to this tube while I still have room. Here they have the reeded edge and not the lettered edge. But yeah, pretty sweet. Let's put it in the capsule. There we go, it's in there and it looks pretty perfect. Alright, we got one more for today. Alright, and this is another one I didn't have. Good old Charles. This is a French one. 1825. And you can see the similarities between the one that I showed you earlier and this one. But yeah, pretty cool. I'm really excited to have this one too. So now I have quite a variety within this tube, but gold is a little bit interesting because while these all have different values, they're essentially the same type of coin. So these are all the LMU 20 franc sized 0.1867 troy ounce gold coins. And yeah, so they all kind of get thrown into the same category. This is a very low premium category that's very obtainable and it's pretty common. So it's really cool because you can get this really old stuff with these really cool portraits and gives you kind of a lot of reading material on history and stuff like that for a cheap premium, and they store their value just as well as any other gold piece. These aren't necessarily going to go up in value unless spot price goes up. They're fun. They're a lot of fun to collect, and there's only 2 more spots left in this tube, so it's going to be a sad day when that's finally complete, but I'm looking forward to it because, you know, everybody wants to kind of accomplish their goals and move on to something else, and I won't be done with medals, that's for sure. This is like my last goal for 2019 is to complete this tube, which I'll probably have complete in a couple weeks, but I will find something else, you know. Most likely I'll be focusing on silver for the rest of the year, and this is satisfying my gold itch, definitely. As 20 of these is going to be almost 4 ounces of gold. That's a lot for me, especially with the ratio from silver to gold being so high right now. I want to focus on silver while silver's so undervalued, but it is worth having part of your stack in gold and not just silver, because you never know. This world is kind of crazy, and the markets never make sense, and for all you know, and for all anybody knows, the ratio could go up to 100 to 1, and so you don't want to miss out because you believed too hard into silver, when really you should just diversify a little bit. For me, about 20% of my stack is gold and the rest is silver, but I think that's a good ratio for me, particularly because I do believe silver's undervalued. But yeah, that's aside the point. When I finally finish this tube, I will let you guys know. I'll show you the 2 new coins that I put into here. They will likely be repeats because I don't want to go into the numismatic side of this too much. I do want to be a weight stacker, and that's the whole reason I bought these things in the first place, is because their premium is ridiculously low. So yeah, I want to keep that trend. I want to get the weight of the gold for a good price and have fun while doing it. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments below, are you guys allocating any of your stack to gold, or are you strictly silver guys for now? Yeah, I would be really interested to hear that. Also, do you have any of these cool LMU 20 franc coins? I'm definitely looking for some, so yeah, it's good to talk to you guys. See ya.